She dialed 911 because I dared to pack a damn toaster into a moving box, screeching about my unauthorized exit like I was a fugitive from her personal fiefdom. By the time 5 cop cars screeched onto my lawn, I stood there clutching bath towels, surrounded by officers treating me like a bank robber, while Darlene, the HOA Queen Bee, smirked from her perch across the street. Little did she know, as she paraded her petty power, I wasn't fleeing. I was plotting the ultimate suburban siege, buying up every house around her until her scream shattered the cul-de-sac silence. I was pushing 50 when I inked the deal on that house in Whispering Oaks, a cookie-cutter suburb in the heart of Ohio that screamed American dream from every manicured lawn. After dumping my logistics company for a fat payout, I craved nothing more than bland predictability. No more boardroom battles, just birds chirping and maybe a crossword puzzle on the porch. But from day one, the vibe was off. Neighbors peeking like paranoid squirrels, dogs yanked away mid-sniff, and those tight nods that said, "Welcome, sucker." I shrugged it off as small-town jitters. Hell, I'd survived worse in corporate hellholes. What I didn't count on was the welcome packet, a brick of a binder, laminated like it held national secrets, dictating everything from grass blade length to the approved hue of your mailbox flag. I flipped through it, chuckling at first, thinking it was some elaborate joke. Who measures curtain opacity? I muttered to myself. But page after page hammered home the truth. Someone out there got a thrill from micromanaging lives into neat, suffocating boxes. The silhouette I'd spotted strutting lawns like a drill sergeant turned out to be Darlene, HOA president and self-crowned enforcer of community harmony. Her perfume hit before she did, cloying floral assault that made your eyes water. "Welcome to Whispering Oaks," she cooed that first encounter, clipboard at the ready, sunglasses hiding whatever soul she had left. "We cherish uniformity here. It keeps things civilized." She thrust a highlighted list at me. No visible hoses, parking at exactly 90 degrees, shrubs no taller than 36 inches. "Just friendly reminders," she added with a smile that could curdle milk. I nodded politely, but inside, alarms blared. This wasn't guidance, it was a velvet-gloved threat. As she sauntered off, ponytail swinging like a metronome of doom, a neighbor froze mid-weeding, pretending not to notice. The air thickened with unspoken dread. I told myself I was here for peace, not war. But Darlene, she smelled fresh meat. Whispers started before I even unpacked the last box. "He's the type who'll let his lawn go wild," I overheard at the mailbox one morning. "Probably doesn't understand standards." Rumors snowballed. I was a slob, a rule breaker, maybe even hiding something shady from my mysterious past in finance. Darlene fueled it all, her concerned posts in the neighborhood app dripping with faux morality. "New residents must respect our values to maintain property worth," she'd type, hearts and thumbs up from her cronies piling up. I bit my tongue, observing quietly. Patience had been my weapon in boardrooms. Why not here? But the itch grew. This wasn't a neighborhood, it was a cult of conformity, with Darlene as high priestess preaching order, while hoarding power like a dragon on gold. The first fine landed like a slap. $50 for my hose coiled improperly, complete with a grainy photo arrowed like evidence in a murder trial. "Improperly? It's a hose, not a bomb," I grumbled, tossing it aside. Darlene's response when I knocked on her door? "Rules protect us all, dear. Think of the aesthetics." Her voice lilted sweetly, but her eyes gleamed with petty triumph. 2 days later, another Tire tracks on grass by a fraction of an inch. Community standards demand precision, the notice read. I confronted her again. This is ridiculous. It's my property. She tilted her head, feigning sympathy. Oh, but it's our community. Non-compliance disrupts harmony. Wouldn't want that, would we? The sarcasm in her tone was veiled, but I caught it like a knife wrapped in lace. Surveillance kicked in next, subtle at first, then blatant. A board member lurking at dawn, camera in hand, admiring the sunrise when I called him out. Just ensuring compliance, he stammered, scampering off. Then the drone buzzed overhead, dipping low over my fence like a nosy UFO. Routine aerial checks, Darlene explained later. Clipboard tapping. For safety, of course. Safety from what? My tomato plants? Neighbors avoided me now, crossing streets with pitying glances, whispers of he's on her list trailing like smoke. One evening, a guy 2 doors down sidled up during trash duty. She's ruined better men than you, he hissed. Fined my mom into selling over Christmas lights. Before I could probe, he bolted inside. Isolation set in, but so did resolve. I wasn't breaking, I was analyzing, spotting patterns in her tyranny, the way she twisted community into a whip. Tension simmered until the HOA meeting, a farce in folding chairs where Darlene reigned from her podium throne. Stricter enforcement this quarter, she declared, gavel banging like a toy hammer. Introducing me, she patted my shoulder icily. Our newest addition. Let's hope he embraces our ethos swiftly. The room murmured approvals, but eyes darted nervously. As she droned on about mulch shades and leash lengths, a woman fidgeted with her ring. A man jotted notes frantically. These weren't guidelines, they were chains. I sat silent, but inside, the financier in me tallied. Her power rested on fear and votes. Push too hard, and cracks would show. Harassment ramped up post-meeting. Fines doubled, $200 for fence discoloration, $500 for a trash bin peeking 2 inches from hiding. Visible refuse undermines prestige, Darlene quipped when I stormed her porch. Prestige? It's garbage day, she smiled serenely. Details matter in a refined community. Then the intrusion. I caught her in my backyard, ruler to my window frame. What the hell? I barked. Standard reflectivity check, she replied coolly. No need for hostility. It's for everyone's benefit. Get off my land, I growled. She huffed. Resistors always struggle. We value peace here. Her parting shot, a brush past that left her perfume lingering like a toxic cloud. That did it. Anger crystallized into strategy. I dove into records, county deeds, HOA bylaws, voting weights. Numbers don't lie, and hers were vulnerable. Whispers turned vicious. App posts branding me a disruptor. Rumors I was plotting against Dear Darlene. He's probably evading taxes, one loyalist typed. I stayed mum, but acted. Quietly, through LLCs, I bought the first house, a foreclosure next door. Then another. Sellers were eager, many fleeing her regime. She's a nightmare, one confessed during closing. Find us for bird feeders. Each purchase stacked votes. Darlene noticed sales spiking, her paranoia bubbling. External threats loom, she posted dramatically. Vigilance required. At a meeting, she ranted about infiltrators. Our way of life is at stake. A crony nodded. Others shifted uncomfortably. I smiled inwardly, acquiring number 5. Escalation hit fever pitch as I hit 10 properties. Darlene's rules grew absurd. Pre-approve guests 48 hours ahead. Ban unapproved yard decor. For security, she claimed. Neighbors grumbled privately. One slipped me a note. She's losing it. Her late-night calls harassed sellers. She accused corporate raiders. Spying intensified. More drones. Anonymous notes under mats reading, conform or leave. Fines piled to thousands. Threats of liens. Pay up or face consequences, a letter warned. I documented everything. Emails revealing her schemes. Bury him in violations till he cracks. Fraudulent? Absolutely. But I waited, buying more. By 15 houses. Her facade cracked. Emergency meetings weekly. Her voice shrill. We're besieged. Someone's manipulating us. Who? A brave soul asked. Outsiders, she snapped. No proof. A reporter knocked. Sniffing scandal. Heard about HOA overreach, she said. I played coy. Just rumors. Darlene freaked. App blasts about media harassment. Paranoia peaked at 20. Maps in her car. Parcels circled frantically. She glared as I passed, slamming folders. Her final blunder. A bogus violation for debris not mine, threatening criminal charges. 24 hours, it demanded. Pulse steady. I signed the 20-second deed. Game over. The meeting crackled with anticipation. Darlene at the helm, knuckles white on her gavel. We address a grave violator tonight, she intoned, eyes boring into me. Vote to pursue criminal action. Murmurs rose. I rose too, folder in hand. That debris? Planted. Like your lies, she banged wildly. Order. You're out of line. Am I? I slapped documents down. These say otherwise. Gasps as deeds unfurled. 22 properties. Majority control. Impossible, she yelped, staggering. Fraud. County approved. I countered, projecting proof, maps, signatures, her damning emails. You embezzled, faked liens, plotted bankruptcies. The room exploded. You ruined my loan, a woman shouted. Fined grand for lights, another. Darlene shrieked. Fake. I protect you. But allies fled. Sheriff arriving. Legal. Ma'am. You're through. Her clipboard clattered, Empire's death knell. Fallout hit like a storm. News looped her meltdown. Mascara-streaked rants against glowing evidence. Charges flew, embezzlement, fraud, conspiracy. Board dissolved. She got a restraining order, slinking away a pariah. Neighborhood exhaled. Kids laughed openly. Shutters bloomed in forbidden blues. Potlucks sans permits. Values soared in freedom's glow. I dismantled the last HOA sign, planted unapproved lavender, sweet rebellion. Strangers messaged for advice. I became an quiet advocate, guiding others from tyranny's grip. Purpose reignited, dignity reclaimed. Whispering oaks thrived, fear evaporated. We dissolved the HOA amid cheers, block party under band lights sealing restoration. But tell me this, in a world where community masks control, was Darlene the real villain, or just the symptom of a system that lets petty tyrants rule unchecked?